So on page 301, you're pulling a number from the purchases journal, and that last video talked a lot about that. And then if you flip it over to page 302, cash payments journal would be another journal you would pull numbers from for your accounts payable ledger. And in this case, it's probably going to be more of a debit. In that second video that you just watched, I talked about that in there, you know. So if you look at page 302, it's going to show you what a debit would look like in the subsidiary ledger of accounts payable. In this case, they use Synthetics Arts, where with the accounts payable ledger, you're always going to have a credit balance. But if you look down there on the 7th, you had $1,050 entered there as a debit, and you have a credit balance before that of $48.66. Debit and a credit, you know you got to subtract, so the new balance would be $38,116. Okay, and if you look on that cash payments journal, you're pulling that $1,050 out of the accounts payable debit column. So I just wanted to hit on that. They will throw a little bit of that at you, I'm sure, in your homework and your accounts, or not your accounts, your work together and your application. Looking at 303, the next page, you can do some from the, you can pull some numbers, or you will pull some numbers from the general journal. If you look there, it's pretty simple. You find the at the top in the darker tan, you've got the 6. You have accounts payable, golf craft supply. So you find the golf craft supply account in your accounts payable ledger. Put the 6 in there. That happens to be a credit. Put it in there. Credit, and you add. It's as simple as that. Alrighty. And then on the, they have another one in there on the general journal, accounts payable crown distributing, sorry, $252. That is a debit. So we know a debit credit, you would subtract, and that would shrink your balance there. And that's obviously done in the crown distributing accounts payable ledger account. Okay, so just be aware of those two things. If it's a debit and it's a credit balance, you subtract. Credit, you add. Other than that, I know you guys can do this. And if you flip over to the next pages, it just kind of gives you, 304 gives you a list of what different accounts are going to look like. Okay. And then the last page, proving the accounts for account payable ledger. At the top there, it's got Hobby Shack Incorporated, schedule of accounts payable. You just, at the end of the month, you're just going to list those out in order and the balances there, and then you add them up, and it gives you a good tally of what, or a good idea of what you have. So we'll hit more on that. Okay.